Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
Bring your outdoor dreams to life at Loretto Nursery and Landscaping. This one-stop shop can help you get your project done from start to finish. Go see for yourself. They have a wide variety of plants, from tropicals to ferns and trees, plus hanging baskets. What they have to offer goes beyond what looks good. They also supply concrete, mulch, compost, and drainage culverts. Don't forget about their on-lot buildings and chicken coops. You think that's all? You can also stop by to fill up your propane tank. Loretto Nursery and Landscaping has you covered. Stop by 409 South Military Street.
Nobody makes hauling more affordable than C&D Hauling. Serving southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama, they supply premium materials like asphalt, sand, gravel, and much more for whoever needs it, like contractors, builders, or homeowners. Call today for a free quote.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to the week number 9 edition of the Friday Night Lights. AJ Good here with Michael Marks, getting you ready for all the high school football action going down southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama. Mike would start with the team just right across the pond. Legit, there's a pond right over here. It's right across the pond, Lawrence County High School. Big one tonight, Mike. They're playing Franklin County. Two of the teams, I guess you can say, are in the bottom of the region. Both have won a game. Lawrence County's 0-2. Franklin County's 0-1. Lawrence County's 5-2 overall. Franklin County 1-6. They dominated at Franklin County a year ago. A lot at stake here. So whoever wins this game, pretty much in the driver's seat for who gets to make it to the postseason. And so if Lawrence County wins this, and doesn't matter if they win by 1 or 100,
it's a win. It's
a win, and all but assures that you will make it to the postseason, and for them will be the first time in 10 seasons.
Yeah. Now, luckily, I guess you could say, so to speak, on the Franklin County side of things, they would have to win out, and they have Lincoln County and Tullahoma left, so looking a little bit tough. Listen, Lawrence County got a huge win on the road last week. That coming down to the wire against Dixon County, that late touchdown. I think that's huge momentum wise for the team. 5-0 outside of the region. Got to get this one tonight. This is your best shot at a region win, and that would send you to the playoffs for the first time in a while. And I just think that would be huge for the community, for the team, for this coaching staff. It's a lot of new here, and it would be huge for them to be able to turn a page from some struggling teams to making the playoffs now.
I've heard a lot of people say, that win, you go down 17-14, you got 6:05 left on the clock, and they put on this impressive 5-minute drive, hit that big 4th and 7 in the middle of the field, and they got a bit derailed there because for some reason, with 5 seconds on the play clock, an official decides to give a sideline warning against Lawrence County. And I said it on the broadcast. I'm still incensed to this moment. I'm like, of all the times, look at the clock. Look at the situation, dummy. 5 seconds. You want to call a sideline warning? What are we doing here? But they overcome that because, you're sitting there in the same formation. They make this big play. Then they, hit another big pass play. And then they let Carter Pettigrew Cook goes down there. And I've heard a lot of people say there's a lot of teams in years past over there that wouldn't have won that game. But this team did. And that just gives me all the confidence in the world going into tonight.
Yeah, I would say I don't know how much worth this has coming from somebody that graduated from Loretto, but this team does feel different at Lawrence County. It's felt different from most of the teams I've seen up here in my lifetime, and it's really exciting to see them make this great turnaround.
You know, and not to get too in the woods with the breakdown. So, say if Lawrence County wins this game tonight, or and then maybe Franklin County gets another win and they don't win else in the region,
they would still have the tiebreaker.
Well, they have two tiebreakers: the win and then you're out of region schedule, which right now they're 5-0 outside of the region. More than likely they'll beat James Lawson, which that might help them in another tiebreaker down the road.
Yeah, because right now Franklin County 1-5 outside of region.
Yeah, so that's
and that's the difference.
You win this game. When I say you win this game, you pretty much lock it up. You pretty much are at this point. So, but one thing that's really been working for the Wildcats here, Mike, is that running game.
Yes.
Carter Pettigrew has been a stud, at least 150 yards in every game. I think he started against Giles County, and he's really been kind of locking in here. He is, I think, 105 yards shy of 1,000 on the season so far.
That's incredible.
And when Logan Clayton gets going and he hits some passes and he gets things going with his legs, and you get Pettigrew, I mean, this offense is just unstoppable.
Yeah, like you said, Pettigrew's been huge, and I think that's big in a game that you feel like you should win going into. Just the fact that you'll be able to control the clock, control possession, and that's what's been huge for Lawrence County. Because you look at some of these games, early in the season they were handling the Summertowns and the Lorettos, but when you get to the Giles County, the Spring Hill, even Dixon County last week, controlling tempo and controlling the clock has been huge for them, and I think it's something that they're going to have to do tonight to get a win.
Let's hear what the Wildcats have to say as they get ready for this big showdown in Winchester tonight. Well, Coach, coming off a good win this past Friday, got to be happy with that come-from-behind win for your team.
Yeah, we started out like we were. They were walking exactly where we wanted them to walk, had them where we wanted them. And, I think if we could have put some points on the board in that last drive before the first half ended, we shot ourselves in the foot. A penalty here, a penalty there. We'd have a nice play, and it's just some things that honestly are a coin flip. If you've watched football enough to know that holding is the most judgmental thing in the world, and so it just seemed like things weren't falling our way at certain times when we needed it to. And then the first time all year we've been called for guys downfield. Just little things like that that we've been working on this weekend, and we've been working on this week trying to correct and get our guys in a good place. And so I think if we score right there, and you go up 3 scores a half, I think that maybe diminishes their chances a little bit more. We weren't able to do that, but anyways, so we were able to come back, and so that's the most important thing. That's what you always want. You want to win at the end. Sometimes we make it a little more dramatic than what it needs to be, but yes, winning takes care of a lot of things.
Big region game coming up, going back to Franklin County again, and always with these region games, lots on the line.
Sure, yeah. Listen, Franklin County, this is probably, I talked to the coach, this is probably the biggest game they've had for them as a school in several years. And so, this is their Super Bowl, and it is ours too. It's got to be, every week's got to be your Super Bowl. And if it's not, then you'll slip up. You watch upset after upset after upset every college football Saturday. Yeah. And if you look at our schedule, this team beat this team, and this team beat this team. And so, they're just kind of interlocked. And so you've got to show up, and you've got to do the little things. And so that's what we're shooting for this week.
What's it going to take to get a win there on Friday?
We got to be sound. I think I look for we've got some wrinkles maybe in special teams. I look for some big plays there. And defensively, it's tackling. It's gap control tackling. We play quite a bit of man at times, and so if you're going to play man, you got to be able to cover. And we've got some great safeties. Gage Smith has made several plays for us this year, done a tremendous job. But he can't make every play over the top. And so, it's defensively, it's tackling, contain tackle, team tackle, and then offensively, just stay ahead of the chains, not get in third and long, not get in second and long. Have good first down plays, and then positive second down plays. Stay ahead of the sticks. Give yourself a chance on fourth down to, maybe stay and go for it, or third and short. Those are ideal situations, and that's what we're trying to get to.
All right, JB, good win for you guys coming up this past Friday. Just talk about the come from behind win there at Dixon County.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so, it was a great win for us. They're not in our region, but they're still 5A team. So, it was a great win for us, get our team morale up a little bit. And, we're ready for Franklin. We think it's going to be a great game. We're preparing for them to be a great team, and we're going to go in there and hopefully get into playoffs.
It's a game like that, when you're down 17-14, 6 minutes left, and you make that 5-minute drive. Does that boost your all's confidence moving forward?
Yeah, we got to be on the sideline hyping up our guys and, just next play after that next one, So, we have a bad play. We got to get up and keep going and win the game.
You got Franklin County coming up back-to-back times. You got to go on there on the road. And Coach mentioned it's a Super Bowl for them, but it's also the Super Bowl for you guys at the same time.
Yeah, we've watched film. We think we're a great team. We think we have the upper hand in this. But, we can't go in there thinking that. We got to think they're a great team and be fired up and win the game.
What's it going to take to get a win there on Friday night?
It's going to take all of us working together, doing what we do and what we've been doing all season and just working together and coming out on top.
All right, Mike, what are the keys to the game for the Wildcats here tonight?
Yeah, I think it is going to be Pettigrew running the ball. I think that's been big in all of your games, so that's kind of a given. Control the clock, control the tempo, and just try to go on the road and control the game because when you're in control of a region game, it can lead to great things. And again, you need this one for a chance to go to the postseason. So I think they go out there to not handle business and have a trip to the postseason hopefully coming up.
All right, Mike. Well, coming up next, we'll head on over to Class 2A, a big one going down in Richland, plus the Mustangs on the road at Adamsville. We'll take a look at those games when we return.
Welcome to Mid-South Barndominiums. We realize there's a lot of options when it comes to finding a builder for your next home. Here at Mid-South, we understand that customer service, quality, and selections are very important. It's a very large time, money, and an emotional investment, and we're here to listen and care. We realize the kitchen's the most used and abused room in the house. Our cabinets are locally custom made from Sanderson Cabinets out of Lawrenceburg. They're real wood, poplar or maple, whether you paint or stain. All comes with slow close hardware and many pull-out different style options to choose from.
Gifts and goodies galore await you at Miss Millie's in downtown Lawrenceburg. From brands you know and love, like E. Newton Jewelry and Tyler Diva Wash, to unique specialty gifts, you will find it all here. Whether you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you love or shopping for yourself, shopping local is the way to go. We have home goods, women's fashion and accessories, baby items, and lots of seasonal decorations. Our friendly staff will welcome you in, help you find what you need, and even package your gifts for you. Also, we can't forget to tell you about our popular bridal registry. Future brides can come and create their perfect registry with us. So stop by Miss Millie's today. We're located in the northeast corner of the square in downtown Lawrenceburg.
State Line Garage Doors, owned and operated by Justin Gobble, is your trusted local expert in garage door services. Based in Lawrence County, Tennessee, State Line Garage Doors is built on over a decade of hands-on experience, providing reliable repairs, replacements, and installations for all types of garage doors, residential and commercial. They proudly serve our community and the surrounding areas. When you work with State Line Garage Doors, you're not just another job, you're part of our community. Their commitment to quality, transparency, and craftsmanship is at the heart of what they do, and they offer free estimates. State Line Garage Doors. Reach out to discover the difference a company with local roots can make for your home and business.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites, with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Week 9 edition of the Friday Night Lights. Mike, we're going to Class 2A, starting first with Summertown. It's going to be the road at Richland, back-to-back years. Last year, Mike, they played a thriller down there, winning the overtime. The Eagles got the best of a very good Raider team. Raiders starting to play pretty good. The Eagles coming off that big win at Loretto, and this could be set up for another instant classic over there in Giles County.
Yeah, we can call this the third Friday in October. They played it the same week last year, and I think it's an opportunity to be.
Do it every year.
Yeah, I would say it's become a pretty good rivalry game. And you look at Summertown. Obviously, probably what they would say is their favorite win of the season was that one that happened last Friday when they took down Loretto pretty easily, and now they're going on the road at Richland, who is. They've been a fairly good team this year. 3 straight big wins for Richland, and I just think it's going to be 2 really good teams going head-to-head tonight in Giles County.
2 clashes of styles. They say styles make fights in boxing, and it certainly does in football. Wing T team that loves to play some power football, get King and Cleanheart going, get Max Dillard, get Colton Pugh, get
McCaleb Smith or Powell.
Powell, yeah, his name was escaping me there. Get them going downhill, and then Richland. They'll play some power football, but they love to spread
to sling
it out. They got a freshman quarterback that could be the next D1 talent in this area. He's pretty good, and he's getting better and better as the year goes on. And this is just a clash of styles going into this game.
Yeah, I would say you look at it, and you're not really sure what to think because you see that loss that they had to start the season with Wayne County. You had that loss to Huntland, but then they've come back in 3 straight weeks. Took down Community easily, took down Eagleville easily, and then took down Cornerville in a shutout last week. So I don't know if there's a team riding higher in this area than Richland, but Summertown's got to be feeling really good coming off that win at Loretto.
Yeah, let's hear what the Eagles have to say going into week number 9. Well, Coach, got a good win last week at Loretto and got you guys back on the right track.
Well, it's good to win, and that was a good night for us. Got off to a good start, and it's always good to win.
I know it was a while, you had the bye week and whatnot, and like you said, the week before, you needed to get that taste out of your mouth of the loss, and that probably felt pretty good.
Yeah, it did. We talked about one of the things we talked about last week was the fact that everybody plays this game, gets knocked down. What you got to do is you got to get up. We had to wait a while to get up, but when you get knocked down, you got to get back up, and I was proud of our guys' effort last week.
Another tough opponent, Richland, and got to go back there once again.
Yeah, this is like 3 weeks in a row we played games at the same place we went last year, at Lewis County, at Loretto, at Richland. But it's a good football team. They were deep in the playoffs last year. Got a lot of those kids back, and it's a good football team. Be a big challenge for us.
Yeah, it was an intense game last year.
It was. Overtime, I think, as I recall. And it came down to maybe a 2-point play or so. But, like I said, they're good, physical, and it'll be a big challenge.
What's it going to take to get a win there tomorrow night?
Well, we've got to match their physicality, and we've got to do the little things that at times when we do these things, obviously our recipe, everybody knows it. We got to run the football, control the clock, and no turnovers. We still getting a turnover here and there every now and then, but that's the recipe for us. Play good, sound, solid defense, not give up big plays, and if we do that, we think we got a chance. We'll get it in the fourth quarter, and we'll try to figure out a way to win.
Last week, good win for you guys. What was it like to go to Loretto and pick up another win?
It always feels good. They're a big rivalry, so it's it's good for the boys.
Good for you guys, get another win after that loss and the bye week and whatnot. Good for you guys to, get back on the right track.
Yeah, we was off a little bit that week. We had a bad week, but we came back stronger than ever.
Yeah. Got another tough game. Going back to Richland, it was a crazy game there a year ago, and now you guys go right back to it again.
Yeah, it was a rough game, but we're so ready for it, man. From last year to fight and everything going on, we're ready for it.
Yeah, and they're a tough team. They're kind of on the roll right now, and they're playing very good.
Yeah, very skilled team. But what we've been doing all week, I think we're prepared for them.
How can this game here, going up against a good team, prepare you for the back end of your region schedule?
If we want to play in the playoffs and we want to win, we got to play good teams. So if we don't play good teams, it's going to be hard, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this is good for us.
What's it going to take to get a win there on tomorrow night?
We got to all lock in. We got to all be doing our jobs, be all doing our work, listen to coach, do everything right.
Keys to victory for the Eagles here tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's going to be keeping the run game going. I know that seems pretty simple, but what we've seen Summertown do such a good job of this year, and really all their games except Lewis County, was control the clock.
Yeah.
Didn't have to last week. I'm not sure if they'll have to this week, but just being able to run the ball, like I showed you during that segment, was Summertown had 337 yards on the ground against Loretto. If they can do 250 to 300 again against Richland, that's going to be another easy win for the Eagles, and they're going to be looking good as they head into that big game at home against Riverside.
Another game in Class 2A. It's actually in region this time. Loretto at Adamsville. Big test here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Loretto struggled. They got those 2 big wins back-to-back in the middle of the season and then dropped a heartbreaker to Riverside and then really never got anything going good against Summertown. So it's another opportunity. Listen, Mustangs have won both of their games on the road.
Yeah.
They're 2-1 on the road right now, so maybe something weird can happen. But following the loss to Riverside and the way Adamsville handled Riverside, it looks like this is going to be the Cardinals' game to lose. But I'll just say that going out to Adamsville and playing there, they're going to be a physical team. They're going to play hard. So Loretto's definitely got to be ready for this one.
Like you mentioned, Mike, they got to match the physicality, and I love watching Dylan Thompson play.
Yeah.
You can get him in space, make some plays, and that gives you a better chance to win.
Yeah, and it's crazy how shifty and elusive he is at 6'5", just big and being able to move like that. Get him the ball and let him go to work.
Yeah. Let's hear what the Mustangs have to say going into this region game tonight. All right, Bryce, I know last week wasn't exactly what you guys anticipated, but what kind of positives you take out of a game like that?
Pass pro was really good. They didn't get to bend very much, so line did an excellent job in pass pro. We've struggled all year being consistent on offense, and we just got to build on it. Keep working with these young guys, and see what we can get out of them.
Yeah, Dylan is something else. Every time he gets the ball in his hand, something special's happening.
Yeah, they put 2 over him most of the night. We formationed a little bit and got him loose the one time that he scored. Dylan's a special player. He's every coach's dream. He's yes sir, no sir. Shows up to work every day, ready to go. Great attitude. You can't ask more out of that kid.
Got a tough one this week, taking on Adamsville and having to make the road trip out there as well.
Yeah, they're a solid team. Front to back, they're as advertised. I mean, they're a really good football team. We'll have our hands full for sure. Just go over there and give them what we got.
Now, what kind of things you want to see out of your team when you go up there on Friday?
Yeah, man, we just keep a positive mindset, keep working, understand that there's the big picture. Right now things ain't going our way, but understanding that there's a big picture in the game plan, and just go out there and try to get better.
Well, Dylan, I know last Friday wasn't exactly what you guys wanted, but what kind of positives you take from a game like that?
I thought our line block were really good, but and our defense was really good at times. We just got stuck in bad situations toward the beginning of the game, and we held them pretty good at the run. That was what we were supposed to do, and our passing has to get better though. We've got to be able to catch the ball all the time, everywhere.
You see the young guys kind of growing and taking steps as each and every week goes by.
Yes, sir. They these young guys are growing. They're learning. We're trying to lead them in the right way, but it just takes a little bit of time.
Another tough one coming up, and having to hit out the road. What have you seen out of Adamsville so far?
Adamsville looks good. They look quick. They're big. They're going to be tough, but you just got to put your nose down and get to work.
What do you want to see out of your team coming up here on Friday?
I just want to see everybody trying as hard as they can. I just want everybody on one task at the same time, working together.
All right, Mike, keys to victory here for the Mustangs tonight.
They're going to need a lot. They're going to need a very balanced attack on the ground and through the air, but they're going to need their run game to hold up. That's what Adamsville is going to pride themselves on, is that run game. If Loretto's front seven can hold tough, I know their secondary's been tested a lot lately, but if that front seven can hold and you make some sound tackling, I don't know why this couldn't be a close game late and the Mustangs have a chance to win.
All right, coming up next here in a short minute, we're going to take a look at Mount Pleasant's game, plus take a look at our Alabama game of the week.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, Mike, a couple other games to talk about in the area. Starting first, Mount Pleasant is at home against East Hickman tonight. If you look at the records, Mount Pleasant looks really good, especially in conference, or I should say in region play. East Hickman at 2-4. They do have a win over the only loss against Mount Pleasant, which is Forest. They do have a win over them. East Hickman runs that tricky single wing.
Yeah.
And this could be a tricky game for the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, and it could be a preview of a playoff spot. East Hickman in that corresponding region, and they've struggled a bit in region play, with losses to East Nashville and East Robertson. But looking at East Hickman, 2 of their 4 losses are to teams that haven't lost a game yet. Waverly is really good, 7-0. East Robertson, I believe, might be 8-0. They're 8-0. They haven't had their bye week is this week, so. Those are 2 really good teams. They looked competitive in those games. We've seen Mount Pleasant handle a wing team like Adamsville literally just 2 weeks ago, and with a bye week to prepare for it even better. I like Mount Pleasant to win this one comfortably.
Yeah, let's go into Northern Alabama rivalry game, literally just across the state line. Lauderdale County at Rogers. Saw another rivalry game last night. Brooks at Lexington. So we're getting all the Lauderdale County. We've seen Central at Wilson earlier in the year, and now we get Lauderdale County at Rogers, and this one could be an instant classic on our hands.
Yeah, anytime you get 2 local teams, it's going to be a great game. And Rogers typically had been a power, around the time I was in high school and a little before that. Haven't been able to get up to that level yet, but they bounced back after that loss to Mars Hill pretty well with a big win over Culver Heights. Lauderdale County, they started the season really well, and then they went on a little bit of a run in the middle of the season, again, where they had to play Mars Hill and lost it, but have gotten back on track in region play with 2 big wins against Clements and Sheffield. I think there's going to be a great one down there in Green Hill tonight.
All right, Mike. Well, we check out all the highlights going down tonight on the Final Score. And don't forget, all 3 of our county teams on the road, plus our Alabama game of the week, all of them kicking off at 7 o'clock. You can check out all those games on Facebook and YouTube. And once again, don't forget to check out the highlights going down tonight on the Final Score. Kickoff for your games are just a few minutes away.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.